Guess we ended up in the Brotherhood of Steel airship. We need to be introduced to the rest of the crew. Kate, Quinlan, Tegan, Ingram.
By Elder Maxon's orders, all forms of technology should be confiscated or collected.
Excuse me, Proctor Quinlan.
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
Which books contain pertinent information?
Technical volumes, repair manuals, design philosophies, medical research. Anything that enhances the Brotherhood's knowledge. That's why I consider everything else a waste of paper.
Whatever suits you.
Expanding the technological knowledge of the Brotherhood is what suits me. Since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting, would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew. You were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
Maybe I could lend a hand.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
Fist bump.
Excuse me, Captain Cade.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
What kind of medical exam? I feel fine.
There's nothing to be alarmed about. I just have a few simple questions about your medical history. It's my responsibility to make sure that you don't bring anything up here that could pose a threat to the crew. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
There wasn't that much radiation around before the bombs fell.
Before the bombs? What? Let me check my notes. You were a vault dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying a communicable disease?
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Good, good. Third question. And please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
Not yet.
That happens often enough for you to have a question about it?
You'd be surprised how many Wastelanders answer yes to that question. Fortunately, the Brotherhood finds that type of behavior absolutely distasteful. Since you haven't spent too much time in the Wasteland, I'll assume your answer is no. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
That's more of a morals question, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the crew is just as important as the physical. Anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to misguided moral standards certainly isn't Brotherhood material. So what about you? Would you have a problem with it?
I don't think so.
Nope. No problem whatsoever.
Excellent. You'll fit in quite well around here. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance, you let me know.
No, I'm not. I'm fairly certain that's the only sensible answer to have. But no matter what you feel about it, personally or as a character.
How can I help you today?
I mean, if you have moral qualms about the missions you are being sent in general, then you probably want to think about leaving the organization. But on a mission where everyone's safety pretty much somehow connected to everyone pulling their weight, pulling their triggers as order, that's not the time to be hesitating. If the mission turns out to be shit, you can leave afterwards, but not during the mission. That'll just put everyone in risk.
Don't despair, sister. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
Ingram?
So, you're the new recruit I heard about. Huh, not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
The last batch of recruits we took on were wastelanders. Dirty, beaten up, looking for a handout. They were desperate and looking for an easy out. You look like you're here for a reason. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Pridwin's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
I don't get these options. Full plate, charm school. I don't get it.
Is this where I get my power armor?
Ha! That's always the first question from the new guys. Let's see. I just fixed up a pretty decent T-60 suit. The left leg actuator's a bit sticky, but it'll keep the creeps off of you. It's sitting in Bay 3. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
Actually, you seem to be getting around really well.
I suppose it's better than the alternative. Anyway, if you need any work done on your power armor, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
He certainly has
Can't
proper
believe
helmet
super
hair,
mutants were human
like that.
once. How could science have gone so wrong?
One more to go. Day 3.
If it was up to me, I'd take every feral, mutie, and synth and shoot them into space. If it looks dead, put one more in its head for good measure. Why take the chance?
Recon, powerful pipe rifle. Dr. Ingram's terminal. Can I read this? No. Work orders. Internal air conditioning units. Right. Ventilation filter system. Mr. Handy cultivation unit. Vertibird gunship Warple. Warple threw a rotor on its last landing, so I hitched a ride with Spatha and headed out to the crash site. Pilot did a hell of a job bringing his bird down in one piece. All I had to do was recover the rotor and set it back in place. There's some minor plating damage on the starboard thruster, but I'll hammer it down when Vorpal gets back to the airport. It was nice to get away from the Priden for once. Hopefully I can convince Kells to let me head out with some future patrols. Sewage lines. I don't know what the heck the mess hall is serving, but the sewage lines were completely clogged. It was so disgusting. I had to borrow one of my buddy's power armor helmets to keep the smell from making me puke. I think I'd rather scrape rust off the exterior hull plating next time. Internal mail. After having a long discussion with both Lancer Captain Kells and Knight Captain Cade, I've decided to deny your request for field service. While I understand that you modify your power armor frame to accommodate your injury, and Cade has personally given it his seal of approval, I don't feel it's worth risking your life. You of all people should appreciate that machines can break down. In your particular case, if your frame fails while you are in the field, it could place you and anyone with you in extreme danger. Please don't take it personally, Ingram. I can't afford to lose you. My decision is final. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm guessing you've already read Maxon is denying your fieldwork request. I did everything I could to talk him out of it, but he just wasn't convinced. If there's anything you need, even if you just want to talk about it, my door's always open. I hate to bring this up now, but you really need to head down here and let me tweak your leg hydraulics. Last time you were here, you complained that the shock absorbers weren't doing their job damping your impact from walking. Well, I was able to tweak some numbers and I'd like to look them over with you. After all, you're the expert when it comes to mechanical engineering. So there, now you have 2 excuses to visit me in at the sick bay. I hope to see you in here soon. Yeah, I've got a little surprise for you. Remember how you told me about those sweets you loved so much? You know, the ones that look like little colored discs? Well, Quinlan's last sweep and retrieve patrols just came in, and they find a whole roll of them. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. Now, how about getting over to my quarters this evening and we can split it together? Don't worry, I'll be a complete gentleman. I just hate seeing you storm all over the repair bay with that damn scowl on your face. I think this will cheer you up. Now that Captain Kells has transferred all of your materials down to the surface, and the gantry construction has started, I think it's time we had a talk about the timeline of your new project. I'd like you to head up to the command deck as soon as possible, so we can discuss the details. We have far too many resources tied up in this operation to allow anything to slip through the cracks. We have a war to win, Proctor. I strongly believe that this ambitious project of yours will be our rallying cry. Ooh.
You know those synths with the plastic faces? They creep me the heck out. If you're looking for ammunition or weapon mods, Dr. Tegan might have what you need.
Have you collected any blood?
Who exactly am I trying to find here?
So you're the new knight I heard about. Glad
Dr.
to have you on the
Tegan.
team.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not that bad. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am I'm the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
Wait, buy them? Since when does the military sell equipment to its own soldiers?
Since someone dropped a whole bunch of bombs and blew up every single factory that manufactured weapons and ammunition. Keeping the Brotherhood supplied takes caps, and everyone contributes to the cause. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to do.
I could use some extra caps.
You need them, and I want you to spend them here. It's a match made in heaven. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms. And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
If you run into any synths, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners.
Excuse me, Proctor Tegan.
You're looking to pick a fight? I'll help you end it.
Have anything unusual?
I have some special mods I've been working on. Sort of a hobby I have to pass the time. Real high-powered stuff. Slap a few of them onto your weapons, and I am pretty sure they'll put a smile on your face.
Let's hear a bit more about that extra work you mentioned.
Hard to resist the lure of extra caps. As they say, can't win a war on an empty stomach. The food stores don't replenish themselves, so I need legs on the ground to hit up farms in the area. We'll be requisitioning a portion of their harvest, and I need that food crated and ready to go for when I send out a collection team. Your mission will be to ensure full cooperation of the civilian farmers, by any means necessary.
Any means necessary? You're giving me carte blanche on this?
You said it. Like they say, if you aren't with us, you're against us. Think you can handle that?
I'm in.
Good. Here's the farm. I've no doubt you'll convince those simple little civilians.
A little bit of a condescending
Dr. Tegan.
attitude.
Those farmers give you any trouble? I trust you know what to do.
But I don't think we'll have a
Set me
problem
up.
with farmers.
Some choice weapons that just came in.
Brotherhood of Steel combat armor. This looks like the armor set you can see in the opening cinematic, I suppose. The non-power armor or combat armor. Bayoneted missile launcher. Yeah, I think you're putting it into a wrong type of weapon. Commando chest piece. Increases action point refresh speed. Turn-based combat bonuses, basically. Is there anything useful? A lot of fusion cores. Gatling laser. Rate of fire 272. High speed shredding minigun. I think it's basically a bayoneted minigun. Missile launcher. I think we have a rocket launcher. Is it the same? It looks a bit different to what I've seen in some images. This just has a single missile at a time. Maybe it's a modification that you can put into the missile. Power armor frame. Weight 0, value 3200. Ballistic fiber, circuitry, fiber optics, oil. Yeah, do I have some extra crap I could sell? Could also buy some ammunition, I suppose, but 17 fragmentation grenades, is that too much? Only 74 caps worth of crap. Whatever. Talk to the leader again.
Charging into a situation guns blazing is a good way to get yourself killed.
So we're going to command today. Wonder if the Brotherhood of Steel and Militia are compatible or not. I could construct defenses and structures in the airfield too, I guess. So this is another settlement for us in some respect.
Ad Victorium, sister. That?
Now split the difference.
There?
Now half that.
Do you want to do it?
No. I think you've almost got it. That's it. Thank you, Strad.
Yep.
Currently fighting going on below. There's the laser. No, it's a Gatling laser firing.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Prigman's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, sister?
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
The kind of assignment where all of the training you've done finally begins to pay off. Let's get right to it then. Shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
What do these shells do?
The Fat Man launcher is an essential part of the Brotherhood arsenal. It's a miniature nuclear payload, in a man-portable format. A squad of troops armed with one of these is virtually unstoppable. If you ever have the pleasure of firing one of them, allow me to give you a word of advice. Don't fire one of them in close quarters. There won't be enough of you to bury in a shoebox. That enough to go on?
Super mutants? I thought the enemy was the Institute.
Super mutants are no better than Sentinels. They're a reminder of man's folly when it comes to harnessing technology. Whether it's using biochemistry to manipulate genes, or trying to create life from a bunch of circuits. It's the wrong path for science. As members of the Brotherhood, it's our sworn duty to exterminate these abominations in every form. So, can I count on you to get the job done?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
It'll be a pleasure to exterminate that mutant filth.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
I sort of don't want to. It would have to go. I'd rather go on my own or in a more small group. Certainly don't want to go in a power armor. I mean, I don't have a proper weapon. Needing to get out of here.
Let's get airborne.
Welcome aboard, Knight. Instruments are green, and we're cleared for release.
Having the Prydwen moored above the airport keeps the Brotherhood within striking distance of the city.
Target acquired. I'll try to keep him in your sight.
I don't see anyone.
Primary target down. Look at that thing bleed. I'm gonna find a place to set her down, and then hightail it back to the Prydwen for repairs.
So, don't stay there and just shoot. Quick land, jump, get into cover, and then continue normally. We might as well continue on with this mission.
Let's get airborne.
Just need to get the fuck out of this
Welcome
aircraft
aboard,
as more quickly as
Instruments are green,
we
and
can
we're
get.
cleared for release.
Having the Prydwen moored above the airport keeps the Brotherhood within striking distance of the city.
We haven't visited any of that at all. Actually, we haven't visited pretty much anything that we can see here. This is on the southeastern side of the map. I think I have 2 level ups too that I haven't done, so yay for me. Totally forgot about that. Just doesn't seem important.
Target acquired. I'll try to keep him in your sight. Primary target down.
Okay, quick out at first opportunity. Okay, I guess that's mission successful. Definitely the wrong type of equipment and armoring for this type of mission. We have nothing that will allow us to deal with an assault mission. Our equipment, especially on the survivability front, is absolute anus, and we don't have basically assault weaponry. Shotgun assault I suppose would do, but it just doesn't have any. Really could use a proper assault rifle. I'm actually surprised that I haven't seen any. Pipe rifles don't count, but at the same time, someone surely has regular assault rifles. Skull cap bone, why not? Mission. Ooh, radiation.
Watch your step. There's quite a bit of debris here.
Might as well just. I don't want to switch the armoring. We have Radix. 47, yep. Hopefully it'll be enough. And DPs. Fish rag. Charge card. What's a charge card? I'm a little bit surprised that the super mutants gave up so easily. Behemoth somewhere? Maybe the game wants us to basically get out any new planter here and use it. Technical document.
need arise, this fortification would make an excellent fallback point. We should take a moment to remember all the soldiers who died fighting for what they believed in.
Combat rifle. No, we have a combat rifle. That's not the same thing as a assault rifle. I suppose the distinction might be minor, but the combat rifle didn't really impress me in any way. To the point that I'm not sure what's the point of taking it over just a pistol. I mean, it would make sense if you want to focus on semi-automatic rifles, but since we haven't really made that choice, it doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, might as well get to it. I suppose I understand why having sexual relations with non-humans is frankly popular. I mean, it's odd because there are none that pretty much everyone as a people well, every player has lived in. You've only been living with people, so basically sexual relations with non-humans would at least be an idea you'd have to adjust yourself to. But for a person who's probably lived, or a group of people who probably lived several generations with people where non-humans are basically just a fact of life. Normal people, well, not quite normal people, but you get the idea. Sentient beings that just live in the same communities as you two. So it's you have a lot of time to get used to the idea. It's the norm. So it's not. I don't think it's in any way disgusting or anything like that for someone like me. Like having a relationship with pretty much anyone in your community. Might even be an advantage in certain situations. Carrying so much we can't run. Advantage in the sense that certain considerations would not really be a problem.
I shoot. Want to swap some gear?
Yeah, he has a fusion core and he's not using that charge. I mean, there's probably certain diseases that don't get transmitted through different species, and you also don't get pregnant. So in that sense, it's a convenient thing. I don't think condom production is exactly up to speed. I'm going to dump my junk on him. Still, probably should be a little bit cautious. That's our target, but I want to make sure we're not missing some kind of an alternative entrance. Well, certainly it doesn't look like it. We should level up. We have at least one good ability we should be able to choose. The other will Other perk will still be in storage. I think we need to keep it in storage to level 23 or something like that. Levitating teddy bear. I see. Rum and teddy bears. So, this was a gigantic waste of time of a sorts. Come on. Use your jumping. Thanks. Fort Strong Armory.
There's Brotherhood, then there's everything else. Nothing in between.
Cannons. Cannonballs.
Quite a bit of trash to pick through here. Searching through it could prove beneficial.
Could be. Feel free to do it if you want to. Okay, surely we have some kind of piece of meat we can just... Meat and hound chops. No radioactive... No radioactivity. Radiation in our body, full health. So... How many more super mutants do we have to deal with? Hopefully I can at least attempt to be somewhat stealthy here.